Ruben Castillo knows the power of symbolism. He knows that a small token can say a lot, and with that in mind, Ruben Castillo makes badges for law enforcement officers, those small symbols that speak loud and clear. We'll show you how Ruben takes an ordinary coin and turns it into a message.
My name is Elton Childress, Deputy Sheriff of Landon County. I'm one of the best dressed officers in the state. I wear boots by Justin, pants by Ragnar, hat by Stutson, and a badge by Ruben Castillo.
After years of running from the law, an old outlaw once said, "You may never remember the face of a lawman, but you never, ever forget the badge." Well, nowadays, outlaws throughout West Texas can thank Ruben Castillo for some memories. Ruben is a badge maker.
The first thing you see when you see a badge, I think a lot of people get nervous. Everybody gets paranoid when they see a badge.
Badges like the ones lawmen carried in the Old West are carried by lawmen today. Handcrafted by Ruben Castillo at a small workbench in the back of a Lubbock frame shop. Hand-cut and hand-engraved from Mexican and U.S. currency.
One of the nice things about the way that I make the badges is that they are done by hand. They're engraved by hand. The coins that I use are 1947 or 48. They're called a Cuauhtemoc, which is a Mexican 5 peso.
Somehow the word got out, and Ruben found himself making badges for local, state, and federal officials across the country. And Ruben found out when you're cutting up coins, you better know the law.
This is a 25-cent piece that's been faced off and ready to cut out, and here's one cut out. You can do whatever you want with your currency, but you can't make a quarter worth more than a quarter. Currency is something that you can do whatever you want as long as you don't make it worth more than its face value. I've spent a lot of time at the library, and that's frustrating because there's not all that much information on badges. So you just hope for the best, check out books on the Old West, and then read what you can, and you know, anything at all like that.
Badge-making tools are almost as hard to find as information. Ruben's vise is mounted on a gutter-worn bowling ball set in an old popcorn can.
The bowling ball is actually my old bowling ball. I had another one. That's my second bowling ball. The other one was cracked and I couldn't use it. And it's something that has enough weight to where when you're engraving, it's not going to slip. When you first start laying out your letters to engrave, the first thing that you better do is double-check your spelling. Because once you cut into the metal, you can cover it up. I mean, you can redo it. It's just that much harder. And I've actually sent them to customers misspelled, and then they send them back and say, you know, this is wrong. And then you have to fix it, and then you feel stupid doing something like that. When you see pictures of the Old West, you see people with guns, people in Western wear, but it's the badge that sets the person apart. That's what draws your attention to him. That's what makes you know that that person is special, because he is wearing the badge. When I look into these badges, I think of the Old West and the way things were back then. Things were a lot simpler and easier, and nothing else brings that back for me but these. I think polishing is probably the best step, because up until that point it's dull. That's when you see that it turned out exactly the way you wanted it to. You don't see the overall badge until it's polished. The marshals here in town, and in fact a lot of lawmen are fond of saying that the larger the badge, the smaller the amount of authority you've got. And you see some people out there that may be a constable in a small town that wears a badge that's this big. And then, other agents that wear just, the pins or don't even wear a badge on their person at all, just keep it in their flip case.
Technically by trade, Ruben Castillo is a picture framer who brings his all-consuming hobby to an empty corner of this frame shop.
I don't ever want it to become a job. If it becomes a job, then it's not going to be any fun. And I don't think I'll enjoy doing it. When you have to do something, it kind of kills the pleasure a little bit. And I'd hate to see this become a job to where I had to turn out so many per day.
Modern lawmen anywhere can purchase factory-made perfect badges, but only Ruben Castillo's reflect the hours of polishing, pounding, and sawing to achieve that certain imperfection.
People find that there's a certain charm in the imperfection. I mean, that kind of denotes that it was made by hand. Every badge is going to be different, and they always are.